Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to Idea Diary. Thanks for coming back, y'all, and hanging out with me today. All right, so I was thinking about sales and, I wrote some notes down on just some thoughts that I'm having right now. Everything can change because with marketing, it's always changing. The social media game, I think, has completely changed, but nobody quite realizes it yet. Not that I'm some genius or something. I think doing social media for free is over. And that if you're going to be on social media, it needs to be monetized. And the dangling carrot that has been Facebook and Instagram, thinking that there's some sort of free promotion out there, is over. Because you literally could spend your entire lifetime trying to make the best Facebook and Instagram page and never actually get sales, never actually grow a following. Some people can, but the average person, it's just not ever going to happen, and they're just, there's a better way to do it. And I think the better way to do it is to monetize your social media on places, if you're going to spend time making content, do it on YouTube. Do it on using Anchor and using Spotify, iTunes, making a podcast, making a YouTube channel, making a Medium page. Figure out, all these places pay for creating content. And I think that's the direction you need to go. So, okay. What I was thinking of is, as far as sales goes, is that there's probably two ways to make sales happen if you don't have employees. So if you're a solopreneur, or you don't have millions of dollars of investor money to lose. If it's just you and you're building a business, I think you've got two ways to make some sales. And one is to build an audience, which is free, but it takes time. And time is money, but it's free. And the second way is to sell ads, or pay for ads, but your ad needs to be able to sell in 15 seconds or less. Imagine when you read a book cover and you see the title and you see the cover of the book, and that makes you either want to buy it or read it or not. So I saw an ad recently for a beanie that protects you from 5G. We're going into the realm of hats, like literal tinfoil hats that are for fashion, Designed well tinfoil hat, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, but the ad was like in 2 seconds. I knew what the product was. I knew what it was for. And I could probably click further if I wanted to know, how much is that beanie that protects you from 5G waves? I don't know. I just saw that and I was like, that's it. That you need an ad. Either you need to build the audience, spend a lot of time building that audience, creating great content, being valuable in some way, or you need an ad that just sells in 15 seconds, sorry. So if we think of like the build an audience aspect of what could be happening to make a sale. So if you make a show, and I'm giving ballpark figures, but I'm trying to be realistic for you guys. Okay, so let's just say you build a show and you spend 1 year going every day, basically practicing how to have a show. How to be entertaining, how to be valuable, how to be a good teacher, whatever it is that you're bringing to the table. It might take a year, and I say, if you want it, go every day. And every day could be a 3-minute video. Every day could be an hour podcast. I don't know what that means for everybody, but I think just kind of getting that practice in like it's a musical instrument. Because it's not going to be good. I'm not good. I'm 1 month in. But I'm coming here and I'm trying. I do feel like if I stick with it, something could happen. I don't know what, but, I'm into it. I'm trying it out. It's going along. If we think, your show. So YouTube, podcast. If you're not ever going to get on camera, you could do Medium and blog. It's free blog. People can still read all your articles for free, but you get money based on if Medium users read your stuff because they've purchased a subscription. So let's just say it takes 1 to 3 years to even be able to turn on ad revenue. And probably once you turn it on, you might not be at that 80,000 subscriber world that potentially you're making 30 grand a month in ads. You might not be there yet, but you might be, after 3 years, into that realm of 1,000 fans that like what you're doing, they're checking you out, and anything you want to sell, they might be interested in buying because they think you're cool now, or they think you're smart, or whatever it is. They think you're funny. 1 to 3 years. And I don't know if that's going every day or not, but at least 1 year of going every day just to get your chops up. Okay, and then that 6 or 10 year mark of your show, you doing social media as a show, as monetizing your social media. We've all been on social media probably since 2005, whenever MySpace happened. So I don't know. I just feel like if we had monetized from the beginning, we would be 15 years more successful than it is now, which is just logging on Facebook to see who's yelling at who today. 6 to 10 years for like that big time revenue possibility to where it is. Maybe you do have enough subscribers and enough people are listening to where you are getting that 30,000 a month ad revenue slice. Maybe you're at the 250,000 a month revenue slice. Who knows? But the return on your time that you spend doing it, say an hour a day, could be astronomically successful for you and make you incredibly happy with yourself and the life you've created, because now you're just getting paid to be you. If we look at the advertising route, so let's just say you've created that 15-second ad, however long your ad is, it doesn't matter. But if it sells in that first 15 seconds, you could be spending $250 a month on that ad to $30,000 a month, a week. Who knows? It could get crazy, but it could be making sales. If this product solves some new problem, or it solves an old problem, but for less money, ad money spent could be well worth it. However, if it doesn't turn out to be worth it and nobody buys and it just doesn't work, then there's no return. You've just lost that money, which for some people is a much better thing than losing time. And for other people, losing money would be much worse than losing time. So you got to pick, I guess, what you want to gamble with, I guess. And if you're buying ads, you have to have your crash burn rate, threshold decided on. So your crash burn rate is like, how much are you willing to lose? Because it's probably not going to work. From what I understand is 90% of your ads you make are going to not work. And you just got to keep trying to build and make new ads until you figure out that thing that does work. So just some thoughts going through my mind today. So just to recap what I've kind of probably said before is, if you're going to have a business being you, selling something you find interesting, you have to start at that place of having a word of mouth, shareable product that's easy to buy. However it is, people are buying it in person or they're buying it online. Someone needs to be able to say, I love this thing, text it to somebody and let someone else know fast they think it's awesome. Because the word of mouth, shareable aspect of your product is probably what's going to make it take off. The second thing you want to make sure you're doing is community collabs. So some way being involved in a community and collabing with other people and being on other people's shows, being I don't know. There's like a million ways to collab. You get what I'm saying. The next thing is publicity plan, a DIY publicity plan so you have your PR sheets available. You know what's the most current way to submit PR to outlets. And you have sent your stuff to 100 outlets, big or small. It doesn't matter if it's a show with one listener. Like, just at least do 100 and then see where you're at. It's not really that hard. It is very hard to become a good publicist, but if you're going to DIY it because you're never going to be able to afford that $30,000 publicist, then there's nothing wrong with doing it yourself. And then my fourth thing that I'm realizing to make sales is to monetize the social media, because the work that you put in monetizing your social media and making a podcast or YouTube channel or a blog of some kind, I feel like your original business could totally fail and die in a dumpster fire. But then you've built this whole second business as a personal brand of monetizing a show or a blog, whatever it is, monetizing how you connect to the world online. Basically, you could have a totally awesome business doing that instead of selling your widget number one that you thought was going to take over the world and nobody cared. I don't know. I'm kind of, it's Saturday. It's in the day. I've got like 1 hour of a chance to do something because the city shuts down at like 6 o'clock. So I'm just trying to, I feel like I'm talking fast, but that's why. I had these ideas today that I wanted to talk about and get them into the show. So that's what I'm doing. I also was thinking about 4 types of businesses. I know there are more, but the 4 types of businesses that you could potentially do on your own as just a one-person company. Just reminding everybody that there are ways to make money without having money, and one way to do it is to do client work. You could have one client, you could have nothing, you can use a free website on Wix or Weebly or a million other ways. You could use your Facebook page to get clients. You can get clients without any money, just trying hard to go find them and make client work. That's one business. There's usually no operating costs. There's usually no employees unless you're really successful and then you're bringing on other people to do work that you don't want to do anymore. But client work. So number 2, royalties for something. So a book, a video game, an album, a movie, anything that you can make once, an online course. Anything that you could possibly make once and you can sell it over and over and over again, that's a business. And you usually don't need money for that. Some people do. You know, if they don't know how to lay out a book, they might have to hire a graphic designer, or if they don't know how to record their own music, they might have to hire an engineer. There are ways you can make things expensive, but there are also ways you could just do it yourself, making royalties. Another thing is having some sort of drop shipping, distribution, where you create your product and then you send it to a distribution center, and then as the sales are coming in, someone else is shipping it out. Or the print on demand type of distribution, drop ship type of businesses. You could design a bunch of products. It goes through the Shopify machine, the Printfuls, the Gutens, all the things that could be happening. Someone likes it online, they buy it, and you're not involved in that process at all. Or when they do the Amazon FBA, they send all the product to Amazon for Amazon to ship, and Amazon just keeps a cut of the sale for housing everything in the website. And there are like other types of distribution businesses that you can send your stuff to and they ship it for you. Seems pretty good if you could figure all that out. 4th type of business is something that does take operating cost and does take materials, and like an Etsy type of business to where, you could be a one-man show, but you got to buy all the stuff. You got to spend all the time working on it, and sometimes you need help. I know there's a lot of Etsy type of businesses where they have It's like a sweatshop in their living room, and they're paying people to sew the stuff. You know, the kind of businesses that takes materials that you got to have that upfront cost, which is not a big deal. But sometimes those businesses can, where it's like time and money, and then the sale, and then sometimes people don't value how cool it is of the thing that you're making, so you got to sell it for a little cheaper than you want. You know, it can be fulfilling, but also can be like hard on you. But those are just 4 types of businesses that you could possibly do all on your own and give it a shot. You could do it while you have a day job. You could do it while you have nothing to do and you're in quarantine and you want to try something new. These are just thoughts of the day. So I've hit 15 minutes and I still don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.